Greetings my lovely cats. In today's video I'm gonna explain to you the fishing tournament. For those who doesn't know, I'm gonna try to make it as simple as possible. If you like this type of content, please support me by liking the video and leaving a comment below. So the fishing tournament is actually one of the most fun mini games on Kingshot. If you want to know when the fishing tournament is going to come to you or to your server, if this is your first time playing the game, then it's usually within the first 10 days of the server being live. And you can even find out when exactly it's going to come 5-6 days before it's going to show in the calendar in here as the fishing tournament. There is one important element about the timing of the fishing event itself, which is something called seasons. Now if you pay attention at here, it shows the current season being winter. This is very important because this event has sea creatures. Those sea creatures can be found in guide, which is basically like the guidebook that shows you all the creatures that you caught or all the creatures that exists at the current season. If you click at any fish or any sea creature, it's going to tell you a very important notice here that it's available in all seasons and give you the indicator where exactly you could be finding this creature. Here, for example, for those black, which I have not unlocked yet, I can click at them and again it's going to show me where exactly this stockfish, for example, is going to spawn. It says here it appears in the spring and winter, and it's going to give me very important information here. You basically would actually care about the first one if you are a collector, and I'm going to explain to you why people actually are collecting those sea creatures. So it shows here a 200 depth on basically your line to watch exactly how much can you go with your line. Go to the fishing tournament and check out your line level. Your line level will always start at 1, and then you are going to earn a currency. This currency is like a silver coins. Again, I'm going to show you in the guide. If we, for example, click at any fish, it's going to show us three indicators. The first one is where most likely you will find her, and the second one is the amount of fishing tokens you are going to get, and the third one is the fishing point. Here, fishing tokens contributes into two things. The first one is it's used to upgrade your kit, whatever the fuck the name is. It's used to upgrade all of these. So now you have 3 elements in your fishing gear: the line, which determines the maximum depth your fishing gear can go up to, and the hook, which means how many actually fishes or creatures you can catch on every single session when you throw your line in. It starts at 11, means you can catch 11 type of fishes or sea creatures, and the sinker is basically the initial boost you are going to get. So here is an example with a boost with the sinker and without the boost from the sinker. Now, there are 2 types of baits that you could use. One that generates every 3 hours, and one is actually bait and very limited, which you can obtain from the fishing guide or from the fishing pro set. There are complete difference between both of them. The first one is that this one will treat you as if you have the maximum set, the maximum fishing set. So for example, mine here is having a line 1 and hook 1 and sinker 1, which if I use the ice fishing, the normal fishing, it will take my levels in here. However, if I use frosty prospector or whatever the name is, it is going to treat them as if they are at their maximum level of the line, maximum level of the hook, maximum level of the sinker. One more thing is here, the special items. Those special items are actually very important. It could make your life easier, but not all of them are actually important. If you are good at tracking the rare fish then there is no need for the ocean scanner. But I am lazy and I'm having problems with my vision, so I will always use my ocean scanner. But you don't have to, because these will cost you diamonds if you are free to play and you don't want to waste on them, unless you really like the event so much. And there is one here which is called the reel. This depends completely based off your skills. It provides you with protection. If you paid attention at the start of the fishing, you will see that I have 2 protection, which means if I bump into any fish or any object while I am reeling in, this means the fishing will already be over, and then the fisherman is going to pull out the reel or whatever the fuck the name is. However, this one is really fucking important, but not early on. So you see here this latrine says light up deep sea areas below 300, because once you go deep sea below 300, so basically if you upgraded your line into all the way to 300 and beyond, everything on the deep sea is darkness and you cannot see any shit. I'm going to give you an example. What is the difference between having the light and what is the difference between not having the light at all? The hook obviously is at 11, and all the way you upgrade this, it's going to be 20, so almost double. This will obviously be your first choice to upgrade. The reason it is that it will allow you to collect more fishes during every session. When you collect more fishes are going to give you more tokens. When you get more tokens, you will be able to upgrade even further, and you will be able to be getting more score easier. So I have already discussed with you the normal bait. Now there is another bait which is called the treasure chart. It's the frosted prospect. It's gonna take you basically into a different location. It is the same, but the difference is there will be a lot of more rare fishes, and at the same time it's going to count all of your upgrades as if you have maxed all of them. So even though mine is level 1 and all of these, I can just use one frosty prospector and then they will treat me as if I have everything full. Now I can put some special items too, because this is really very important. Now let's talk about our final item in here, which is the horn of the tide. Now I would prefer if you keep this item to the last day, once you have exhausted all of your baits and stuff. The reason is maybe you will find many of those rare fishes and you just want to keep it for the extremely rare fishes. Like you can see here, those fishes, for example, they require you to be in very far depth, and they are 5 stars, and they are going to give so much more points too, since they are very rare, which then you can use them with your fishing vouchers to get even more score. That's one thing. Another thing which I prefer for you to do is you don't start with ice fishing. If you are low spender, they have here the fishing guild, which is amazing fucking bundle. I love this bundle. The first thing about this bundle is that it gives so much resources, and if you bought it for the second time, it will give you more gems than the first time, because the stickers will turn into extra gems. So the first one would cost you $5, the second one is going to cost you $10, and they are going to boost the overall score that you are obtaining. At the same time, they have all of them. They have Horn of the Tide, and they have very expensive buffs that you might be used if you are having a PvP. Every one of those buffs will actually cost shitload of money. Let me see if I can show you the city bonuses. This buff itself, I think it costs 20k. Let me see how much it costs, because this one will cost. Let me see. What will happen? Oh shit! I used it by mistake. Fuck. Okay, so anyway, this is a very expensive gold. Like, fuck, man, I shouldn't have used it. But anyway, it is. Can I see this one? Do I have? Yeah. See, each one of those buffs costs 20k. 20k. And they come all from this $5 and $10 bundle. Sadly, I fucking used one of them, even though we don't have any PvP. They're really, really very nice bundle, and it gives you more score overall for the fishing, making your life easier. So one more information. Let's assume that you have fucked up. Okay, let's assume that you have fucked up and you want to reset. You can basically click pause and retreat and restart it again. It won't take anything at all from you. You will be keeping everything. Here is some tips I would advise you to do. When you are upgrading, you always need to upgrade the hook first. The line itself does not really require anything to be upgraded. You can upgrade the line all the way. But the main important two things that actually generate more score is the hook and sinker. Sinker is going to give you an initial boost when you jump into fishing, and hook is going to give you more chances to collect more fishes while you are pulling your reels up in order to get more skin tokens. But again, I would always, as I said, start with Frosty, because Frosty gives me the reason to upgrade all of these. I can just get some Frosty, do a couple of Frosties while using these special items for the light if it's in depth, and then once I collect enough upgrades, I will just upgrade and then I can go back to normal ice fishing. Then on the last day I will use the horn of the tide to summon the leftover. And just again keep in mind, if you are someone who's chasing the guidebook, you need to just read where does the fish spawn. Okay, some fishes appears only in a specific season, and you need to be aware which season you have played on, because the next season is going to be different. For example, if you were playing in a spring, okay, if your previous season were spring and the current season is winter, this means the next season is not going to be spring or winter. Obviously it's gonna be summer or something else, which means you have to wait more cycles until you would be able to get this fish again. So this item might be worth, this fish actually might be worth using the rare the rare shell, this one, to be able to track it. But again, keep this for the last day, because it's really important. Otherwise, you will have to wait the whole cycle again. I think the cycle is like 2 weeks. If you are patient enough, you can. But I'm just saying for those who doesn't want to wait. At the same time, remember that every single time you catch a new sea creature, doesn't matter, it's going to give you gems. So be sure to collect all of these. They all add up, and they are actually nice rewards. The final master shit, I don't really give a fuck much about this one unless you actually do. All of these skins, they are not permanent skins. They look nice, but you can just keep them in your bag and use them if you have a PvP or war or whatever. I don't really care much about the skin. But if you want some scoring in here, that's completely up to you too. What is more important for me is to get the skin itself, because I like it and it's permanent. Again, if this is not your cup of tea, I think that's it. Final thing is, if you maxed out the fishing guild, every single time you get the score, every 2000 is going to turn into 1 general speed up and gems. On the other hand, if you maxed all of these, the sinker, the hook, the line, and you have no more use for these tokens, all of these tokens are going to turn into, like, there is going to be a new event directly unlocked for your fishing in here, in which you can use your skin tokens, fishing tokens, or whatever the fuck the name is. It's like random, you're gonna get some random reward. This is how it looks like. So yeah, again, that's basically it, I believe. Just make sure that you are going to finish up your daily. Your daily is going to be really easy. You need to get 2000 score every single day, and I believe it's not really hard even for a free to play. That's basically all. I'm so sorry guys if I took so much of your time. I tried really to cover everything up. If you have any tips or advice for your fellow fishermen, friends, please feel free to leave a comment below. And as always, please don't forget to like and subscribe. It means a lot to me as a new creator in your community, and I'm trying to fit in and create as much guides as possible to help and support you. See you guys and have a wonderful day.
In a city full of chaos and a tangled web of streets lives a furry feline king, the coolest cat you'll ever meet. He's got muscles like a lion, strut that's straight and mean, with a swagger and a purr that makes the ladies scream. He's Catzilla, the beast of the block. When he rolls up, the whole dress rocks. He's got